Hello everybody, my name is Sonia Dosa. I'm a second year at UCI, and today I'm going to be talking about the workplace health program that I implemented for the Shogun restaurant in Southern California. My goal here is to create a more healthy and lively atmosphere by improving employee mental and physical health. I also want to provide employees with the proper educational material and health literacy so that they can instill these values into their everyday lives and not only become healthier, but also so they can be more productive at work, avoid occupational injuries, and go home feeling their absolute best. The health promotion program is composed of two parts, which consists of a financial incentive to encourage employees to reach an appropriate weight, and two, an educational program that offers counseling services and additional employee resources. Shogun is a Japanese restaurant that serves sushi, steak, and various other meats on a sizzling teppanyaki grill. The food is sliced and diced with a samurai-like sword, which makes for a unique dining experience. Founded in 1980 by owner Bruce Kanenobu, this restaurant now has 9 locations throughout Southern California. Employee duties include preparing a wide variety of sushi rolls, other meats, taking orders, cleaning up, and plate preparation, cutting, and packaging, the typical restaurant hands-on work. So a quick USA health profile, since the restaurant is in the USA. There's a life expectancy of 76 for males and 81 for females. The top risk factors are tobacco consumption, alcohol consumption, and road traffic injuries. The top 4 leading causes of death are heart disease, cancer, chronic lower respiratory disease, and accidents. Healthcare here is not universal, and instead it's funded through either privately purchased insurance, social insurance, or a social welfare program. So let's talk about American culture for a second, because it's oversaturated by fatty foods, overconsumption of those fatty foods, and a general lack of physical activity. American diets are usually rich in animal products, high-calorie foods, and high amounts of saturated and trans fats. This all in turn results in a higher prevalence of obesity, hypertension, and type 2 diabetes. It's no surprise that heart disease is the #1 killer in America, because upon analyzing trends in diet and physical activity, it becomes evident that most of us are accustomed to eating an unbalanced, unhealthy diet with unnecessarily large portions. We're also guilty of not moving enough and leading primarily sedentary lifestyles. So additional health risks that we would want to consider besides those would be the consumption of nicotine, because it does cause lung cancer. And it's important to curb cigarette use and at the very least ensure that workers are smoking in a designated smokers area. We also want to look out for drugs and other substances, because the long hours of working results in some employees that get really tired to turn to stimulants and other uppers. This is becoming an increasing trend in long working culture, but it's incredibly unsafe, unhealthy, and extremely dangerous. So we want to make sure that we prevent this from happening and treat it if it is happening. So properly using and handling kitchen utensils. In a restaurant like Shogun, there's a high risk of occupational accidents and injuries. Therefore, it's vital to thoroughly teach employees how to handle utensils in a safe manner. So I talked to the company online, but if I were to arrange an in-person meeting with the CEO myself, I would talk to them a little something like this. I'd say, "Salutations, my name is Sonia Dose, and I'm a public health official who has devoted my life to promoting and encouraging individuals to live a happier, healthier, and safer lifestyle, both in and out of the workplace. My goal is to help your company's employees become more fit, healthy, and happy with themselves, both physically and mentally. I also aim to provide more training on occupational health and safety. If you invest in the health of your employees, you will not only be improving productivity at the work site, but your company will also benefit from various other economic benefits, such as reduced absenteeism, presenteeism, sick leave, and on-the-job injuries. It's a worthwhile investment that you will not regret." So why is intervention of importance? I want to talk about this for a second, because why employers want to know why it's important so that they can go ahead and do it and make the investment. They usually think that investing in their workers' health will drain money from their pockets at first, but this is not the case at all. There are more advantages, actually. There was a qualitative study that was performed in Australia on 10 different pools of workers from 10 different companies that were all exposed to a worksite health program. These programs were later evaluated and were shown to be successful and therefore of importance, not only improving employee morale, but also reducing healthcare costs, increasing workplace productivity, reducing absenteeism, and contributing to the positive promotion of the company image. So a study actually proved this, which confirms, any suspicious employers that would hesitate to invest at first. So benefits for the company. So what are some benefits, that could occur for the company? Employees that struggle with body image problems due to being overweight. This is benefits for the employee. So employees that struggle with body image problems due to being overweight, obese, or employees that struggle with mental health issues will feel at ease and soothed once they're taking the proper initiatives to manage these health problems. They'll be happier, more engaged at work, and they won't go home feeling like a dead zombie. By emphasizing nutrition and exercising the workplace program, employees will be healthier and less likely to encounter chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. There are numerous benefits for an employee, but the single most valuable benefit that would be the gift of improved health and improved mental clarity. So when designing the workplace health promotion program, we did an assessment of the employee health and identified some common risk factors that are prevalent at restaurants. So nationwide surveys indicate that the food service workers are heavy alcohol users. A telephone survey of national restaurant chain employees was conducted, and roughly more than 1,000 workers were found to be misusing alcohol. So it was around 80% of men and 64% of women. Secondly, the restaurant business is very stressful and hectic. Shows like MasterChef and Chopped capture the reality of this, as they often depict the top chef in charge constantly screaming and rushing the employees, causing them a lot of mental stress. This restaurant culture has origins in France, where employees would work endless hours and they would tolerate admonishment from bosses, and this was admired of them because it showed they had thick skin. This culture is just actually toxic and detrimental to one's mental health, which is why we need to target this at the work site. A study was conducted on restaurant workers at Sao Paulo University, and it revealed that among workers, especially those working at food and nutrition units, overweight and obesity often affect more than 60% of this segment of the population. This scenario has been associated with the nature of the job, and there's evidence of increased excess weight and changes in eating habits after workers commence this occupation. So that's strange. It shows that workers who work at restaurants tend to be overweight. So we need to improve both diet and exercise in the restaurant atmosphere at Shogun. Workplace accidents in the kitchen or restaurant are very likely. Slipping and tripping, broken dishes, and hot temperatures increase likelihood of injury. So we need to target these workplace accidents as well in our program. So designing the workplace health promotion program, what are some of the goals? Some of the goals include improving productivity, decreasing on-the-job injuries, lowering absenteeism and turnover rates, lowering health insurance claims for workers, improving the general attitude of the workplace, reducing alcohol abuse within workers, and improving employee mental and physical health. What were one to two questions that I had from the survey? So I had questions. So one of them was, will financial incentives such as a cash reward be more helpful and motivating than in educational lessons on nutrition, diet, and exercise? So is it the training that helps people become healthier? Or is it the cash reward that makes people want to become healthier? How many occupational accidents at the Shogun restaurant stem from a lack of proper occupational safety training? Although workers at restaurants are mostly on their feet, why are so many of them still overweight and at risk for obesity? Health topic importance in maintaining employee health. Data from various studies indicates that around 30 to 50% of all adults in the U.S. experience mental health at some point in their lives. According to a study that implemented a mental health program at the worksite, among employed adults, anxiety, depression, substance use disorders are the most common mental health problems. Unfortunately, approximately 50% to 60% of adults with mental illness do not receive the mental health services that they deserve or need. So, mental health problems are something that our society needs to start talking about more so that individuals can feel comfortable enough to seek treatment. Battling these problems on your own can be very challenging and leave people feeling frustrated, alone, and hopeless. These feelings have the ability to translate into the workplace and creep up on employees, causing decreased productivity and an unhealthy atmosphere. Literature indicates that individuals struggling with depression can be treated quickly if symptoms are recognized early, and approximately 80% of those treated for mental illness report high levels of work efficacy and satisfaction. In some studies, treatment of depression has been shown to reduce absenteeism and presenteeism by approximately 40 to 60%. So the design of the program is that it's a two-part solution that is both educational and incentive-driven. The workplace program aims to lower alcohol abuse and other job injuries while improving employee mental and physical health, which is why the Employee Assistance Program, FIRST EAP, would be the perfect fit. This Employee Assistance Program claims to offer in-person or online counseling for wellness-related issues such as stress, alcohol abuse, weight management, and nutrition. They also provide workplace risk management to assist in managing behavioral risks regarding job performance, crisis management, substance abuse, and behavioral concerns. They're so confident in their abilities, they even help employers by taking the initiative to personally create ways to measure the real dollar impact of employee assistance by measuring reductions in work-related accidents, absenteeism, turnover rates, and lower health insurance claims. So they themselves will help to evaluate the program. And then secondly, the second part of the workplace program would be to propel workers and give them the extra needed push by holding a monthly weight loss challenge that will give employees who lose the most amount of weight a cash prize. This will happen every month, which will give everyone an equal chance to participate and get healthy. So one person each month who lost the most weight for that month will receive a cash prize. And I'm almost positive this will make a lot of people want to participate. So why First Sun as the EAP? So I did a lot of research, and this one stood out to me a lot because of the counseling services that they offer. And they offer these 24/7 services that you can either call or you can arrange an in-person counseling service. And then they also provide you life management services, such as financial consultations to, relieve some of those financial burdens that you might be struggling with, or pet care assistance, adoption assistance, helping with anxiety or depression. It's like an easy way to learn. It's a time saver to reach your goals so that you can understand things in a shorter amount of time because of the condensed version of the training. So some of the predicted health improvements in employees that I expect is that this program will supply employees with the proper health literacy and resources so they can get in control of their health again. I expect an increase in productivity and a decrease in presenteeism, absenteeism, workers' compensation, smoking, drinking, and on-the-job injuries. Some key evaluations to assess the effectiveness of the program include monthly employee weigh-ins, monthly mental health assessments, measuring the amount of occupational injuries, measuring rates of presenteeism and absenteeism. And the bonus about the EAP I selected, as I mentioned earlier, is that they assist employers with evaluation techniques, so it's less of a tricky process. A simple yet effective way to measure feedback from the employees is to handle out a survey or a questionnaire on what employees thought about the program if they feel like it improved their health or mental space or their performance at work. This information will then be sent to the HR department so that they can show the management of the business that this program is in fact effective because, hey, look, even employees, vouch for the effectiveness of the program. Future recommendations, in my opinion, and thoughts on continuing the program. I personally think the Shogun restaurant already has a great start. The employees have a strong bond and they're all very supportive and tightly knit. This will make the process of transitioning into a healthy lifestyle a lot easier due to the moral support that comes from seeing your peers take on the same challenges. By continuing the program in the long run, employees will instill these foundational health values throughout their whole lives and even pass on the same values to their kids. This will foster and create a healthy new generation of children that already come equipped with the knowledge and resources to be healthy. The company will also benefit from happier and healthier employees by creating a more productive, safer, and attractive atmosphere. Additional tips on how to gradually transition the worksite would be to sell healthier food at a discounted price to employees. For example, at the Shogun restaurant, employers can sell fishes that are high in omega-3, such as salmon, at a more inexpensive price to employees. They could put fresh fruits and veggies in the break room instead of anything processed. They could put posters up that say positive things like eat clean, smile and cherish moments, or take a second to breathe deeply when you see this. These small little differences can have the biggest impact in workers. Putting flavored water in the break room with fruits like lemon, cucumber, and mint in the water will nudge workers to drink that instead of soda or juice. And then these are my references. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and learned something about how to implement an employee health promotion program. Thank you.